Yeah, man!
Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm gonna make for you cauliflower codfish stew or cauliflower saltfish stew. You're gonna need half pound of codfish, a crown of cauliflower, stalk of scallion, quarter cut piece of sweet pepper, a small tomato, medium sized onion, quarter-inch piece ginger, 3 between 4 garlic cloves, tablespoon of parsley, tablespoon of basil, quarter teaspoon of oregano, teaspoon of marjoram, 2 whole cloves, half a teaspoon of grounded rosemary, dried pimento berries, quarter teaspoon. Visit JamaicanDinners.com for the recipe. Chop the herbs fine if you're using it fresh. Half Scotch bonnet pepper. Well, international people, you can use red pepper. Quarter cup coconut oil, tablespoon distilled white vinegar, and quarter cup of ketchup. You can use distilled wine vinegar instead. Alright, so now we're going to start first by skinning. First of all, if you don't want to do this method, you can always wash this codfish properly, boil it, and then once it cools, you can then use the same knife that I have in my hand and scrape off the part now what you see me trying to peel off. Now, what I like to do is get to the edge and kind of grip the skin of the codfish. Get between the codfish flesh and skin. Do as you see me doing and peel off the codfish skin. So this part you have to do it slow and meticulous. So you see how easy it's coming off. Alright, so when you get up to the bone part, that's where it tends to tear. So kind of use your finger and get it and hold it tight, firm. Hold it firm and pull off the skin. You might get some of the bones come out with it. But this is the idea. The back is very salty. So this is what you want to do. Do this under running water. Wash off the salt. Just wash the salt, kind of squeeze it with your hands and wash off the salt. Do this 3 times. Alright, so once you do that, put some water in a medium-sized saucepan, enough water, and put to heat the saucepan. Just put to heat the saucepan. Bring the water to a boil and boil the codfish for 5 minutes. If you're going to use a lid, keep it halfway open. Now we're going to gather all our herbs and place them on this plate. So first, measure dried rosemary. You can get grinded rosemary in the grocery. I'm using a teaspoon grinded rosemary, or half a teaspoon, thereabout. A tablespoon of parsley. Alright, I'm targeting mainly Jamaican. I know this is natural cooking, but if you want to cook with your natural powder seasoning doing this recipe, you can. I want to show you that you can do cauliflower with saltfish and it's very nice, very delicious. This is a basil, a tablespoon of basil. Marjoram, a teaspoon of marjoram. For oregano, you just want half a teaspoon or quarter teaspoon of oregano. 2 whole cloves. Keep herbs separate from spices. The whole clove is a spice. And now the quarter teaspoon of pimento berry that I'm placing on the plate is a spice. This is what you want. Put it aside for later. Cut piece ginger, quarter-inch piece. Peel it. If the ginger is clean, you can always leave some of the skin on because the skin of the ginger has many minerals in it. Alright, scallion. Remove dying leaves. Cut off ends. Root end and the tip of the leaf that's dying. This small piece, quarter cut piece of sweet pepper. Remove the seeds. I'm just using it for flavoring. Peel garlic, cut off ends, trim, spoilage if there's any. Onion, peel onion. And if you can, try to save the first layer of the onion. It's the strongest. The only way you wouldn't save it unless it is spoiling. Tomato. Cut the tomato stem off. This is our cauliflower. Look in between the cauliflower to see if you see any insects in between the stems of the cauliflower. On the crown of cauliflower there are florets. You can easily cut off the little florets to medium size. See an insect? You gotta watch. Look in between the stems of the cauliflower for insects. Alright, so you wanna, at the end of the day, you wanna get florets. You wanna cut off the little florets that's on the crown of the cauliflower. Alright, it's been 5 minutes. The codfish or saltfish is tenderized. Turn the stove off. Just let it stay in the water for a minute or two. We're gonna wash these vegetables now. Before we wash the vegetables, I'm just gonna remove the codfish from the water and allow it to cool. This is our ingredients. Now you want to place aside half Scotch bonnet pepper. This is our ingredients: herbs, vegetables, and your codfish still cooling. It's kind of warm. I'm gonna try and get off. But you should allow it to cool because it's burning my fingers a little bit. My fingertips. All right, so go through the codfish and debone it. Usually up where you'll obviously see the bones sticking out. Just look for them. It's not many, and they are big bones. Alright, so once you deboned it, break the codfish, look for more bones, and break it in about 2-inch chunks. You don't want small pieces, just keep them big. Put to heat a medium size saucepan. Put the stove gauge on 4, medium low. Be sure the saucepan or the pot is dried out, no water is in it. Add your pimento berries. Immediately add the oil. 1/4 cup oil, cooking oil. I use coconut oil. So add coconut oil. Allow the spices to flavor the oil for a minute or two. With this part, you gotta be cautious. Put the stove gauge on low. Turn the pot away from you if you can, and watch the berries because they might burst and hurt you. So allow it to stay for 2 minutes. I totally forgot. I'm stepping ahead, but I forgot to rinse the vegetables and dice them. Put in a bowl some water. Add 3 or 4 tablespoons of distilled vinegar and wash your vegetables properly. If you can do this part under running water, it's best. And because I'm in hurry, I throw all the vegetables, but usually you would wash the tomatoes, the cauliflower first, and then wash the other vegetables, and then you do a final rinse. But I'm just doing this first rinse because I'm going to wash it about 3 times. So rub the leaf of the scallion properly, the tomato, and make sure it's clean. Clean properly. Throw that water off and throw, get fresh water and drizzle couple more tablespoons of distilled white vinegar. Now you wash the cauliflower. Look in between the leaves to see if you miss any insect. Alright, so wash the tomato, the sweet pepper, onion need not wash, garlic, just rinse it off, scallion, so I'm going to start by dicing the scallion. So dice scallion fine. I'm talking to Jamaicans mainly, so the scallion is not optional. I'm just putting them in a bowl. Keep the vegetables separate. It's the onion now, so slice the onion. Forgot to say, but I did turn the stove off. I'm just allowing the spices in the oil to just go and flavor it some more. While we're doing this part, the spices is flavoring the oil, so by the time I'm finished, I can just remove it. Alright, so I'm slicing the onions. Grind garlic to puree or pulp, or you can use a knife and mash it. Add it to the bowl and keep it separate from the other ingredients. Now slice the tomato, slice the sweet pepper, and now dice it. I want the sweet peppers to be fine, to cut fine. So in other words, dice the sweet pepper. cut tomato in quarter. This is it. We can continue cooking now. I'm just gonna put these cauliflower florets in the bowl, the tomato, the sweet pepper, and I'm keeping it separate. Time for cooking. As you see, the spices stayed in the oil longer than the 2 minutes I would recommend. Turn the stove back on, put it on 4 medium low. I'm just going to remove these spices. I'm maximizing flavors by doing it this way. That way, when you eat, you don't have to worry about picking out anything or putting anything aside. You can just eat freely. Remove the spices from the eating oil and allow. After a minute or so and you see a little smoke, add your codfish chunks or chunks of codfish, prepared or pre-cooked codfish. Add it to the eating oil, kind of shuffle the codfish chunks to the pot's bottom and allow frying. Stove gauge is on 4, allow. After a minute, this is what it looks like. You want to fry them crispy. You want to fry them crispy on one side and flip it on the other side now. About 30 seconds after, add your chopped onions. And piece ginger. Shuffle the chopped onions to the pot's bottom and allow to saute. "15 seconds later, add your chopped diced scallion. Stir it in a few times. Allow saute. Between 20 seconds later, add your mashed garlic. Stir it in a few times. Look how crispy those codfish looks. Allow to saute. Now, after about 10 seconds, you add your chopped tomato. Stir pot in. Allow to saute for about 5-10 seconds. Stove gauge is on 4, medium low all this time. Add your cauliflower florets. Use a cooking spoon and stir your pot in. Add your herbs, the pepper, and stir the pot in. Stir, lift, and fold. Coat all the cauliflower florets with your sauteed vegetables. Add a tablespoon of distilled white vinegar or wine vinegar. Stir it in, coat your cauliflower florets with all the herbs. Add half cup water. The spoon that I'm using measures quarter cup. Use the pan's lid, cover the saucepan or pot properly. Stove gauge is on 4 and that's going to build additional water. It's recommended keep the lid on within the time that's building the gravy stew. After 3 minutes, didn't open it, I left the lid on within the time. This is what it looks like. Remove the pepper, and you don't want the pepper to break out in the stew and make it spicy. Now would be a good time to stir in your pot. Add quarter cup ketchup. Stir your pot in, stir it in a few times, and coat your cauliflower florets with this nice, beautiful looking saltfish stew, stewed saltfish, or stewed codfish. Add your diced sweet pepper. It's been 5 minutes now since we start stewing. You can use paprika, you can use any color sweet pepper. Once you do that, finish. Voila. Turn it off. Use the pan's lid. Cover the pan until serving. That's it. So I'm about to serve. Before serving, stir your pot in and coat and moist up the vegetables. Take a scoop of this new, delicious looking cauliflower codfish stew and lay it on a plate of boiled dumpling and banana. I wish I had right now with it some plantain and yam. This is cauliflower codfish stew, or cauliflower saltfish stew, or cauliflower and saltfish. Visit JamaicanDinners.com for the recipes. Subscribe, like, and share. You should try cooking this meal yourself and give us feedback when you do. See this in living colors. Cauliflower codfish stew. Like I said, I wish I had me some boiled banana, yam, dumpling, and plantain, sweet potato, and the works. But I don't right now. So I'm just gonna eat this like a little salad by itself. It's a cauliflower. It's crunchy and nice. It's healthier than them other. Well, most of the time when we cook vegetables, we always cook it. I mean, codfish, we cook it with some vegetable or another. Some vegetable or another. So this is just a new vegetable I'm adding. I'm sure some people in Jamaica probably cooking it like this already. They probably cook it with broccoli, cauliflower, eggplant, but it's not common if it's happening. This cauliflower codfish stew is bursting with flavors. The herbs blend lovely with this meal. The cauliflower is healthy for you. The codfish is better than meat. And all these vegetables can only be good for you. Codfish is crunchy because I fried it before I stewed it. vegetables, the ingredients, vegetables meaning the onion, the scallion, and then the tomato kind of blends really nice. It tastes very lovely with, you know what, to be honest, it tastes just like a regular saltfish meal. If anybody who are used to codfish or saltfish dinner, breakfast, whatever, that's what it tastes like, just like that. But the only difference is that the cauliflower is in it. The cauliflower is kind of fresh. When you cook it, it don't have a flavor. It don't taste that much. So that's it. It tastes just like stewed codfish. But because I use herbs, it's much more flavorful. And I mean that. I'm not just saying, I really do mean it. Alright guys, until next time, bye.
Yeah, man.